Everybody, it's Crazy Mike 1706. A lot of people felt that I have completely fell off the face of the YouTube earth, but I've been involved in several roundtable discussions, which can be found in Moral Virus's page, MB700's page, and ECW Hardcore 07's page, as well as C Dude's 9590's page. I tried to upload some of these, but for some reason it just wouldn't upload for me. I don't know what happened. But today I will talk about one of the things that are greatly affecting problems in mainstream wrestling in WWE and TNA, and I think it's of course society. Let's talk about the fact that nowadays, you don't really need a wrestling skill, and for other things too, you don't really need talent. The fact of the matter is, all you really need is charisma and a good gimmick, otherwise a good persona. Because many guys don't realize, if you I want you guys to think about it for a second. Look at the guys that have had some of the best gimmicks in wrestling history. Notice how they're known to be the best wrestlers of all time, yet they weren't that great in the ring. I mean, look at Ultimate Warrior and Hulk Hogan. Back in those days, people thought that they were some of the greatest wrestlers ever, and still to this day, some people actually think that they're some of the greatest in-ring wrestlers of all time. Why? Just simply because of their gimmick. So I think gimmicks sometimes can kind of blind the fans. Let's look at Austin. Okay, guys, Austin had one of the greatest gimmicks of all time, but the fact of the matter is, he was never that great in the ring. And I think that because his gimmick was so great and because he was such a big draw, people never realized that he wasn't that great in the ring. And this happens a lot. And another misfortunate bullshit that happens too is that there are a lot of great wrestlers who are awesome in the ring, but because their gimmick doesn't really appeal to everybody, or because their personality doesn't appeal to everybody, people don't even pay attention to them. Like, it's kind of fucked up how a lot of people don't know how great the Dynamite Kid really was. I mean, he wasn't really used. Well, I mean, he was part of the British Bulldogs, and they did do very good, but he wasn't used to his full potential in the WWF, because trust me, he was way better than that. I mean, yeah, he was a lot older, but he is way better than that. I mean, the Dynamite Kid was light years ahead of everybody. But again, the fact of the matter is like, it's all about gimmick, and the same thing goes for music, and that's another thing about this video. If you look at the music industry, there are a lot of guys who are talented, who are extremely lyrical, but they don't get nowhere because they don't come out with crappy songs. I mean, look at guys like Soulja Boy. I mean, this guy, that song is nonsensical. It's just completely stupid. It's basically for little kids, but because it's catchy and it has a cute little dance, and because it's easy to follow or whatnot, I guess that's the term that you could that's the term you can use. It's the greatest hit ever. But is Soulja Boy really talented? Of course not. And again, that's the thing happens in wrestling. More examples. There are guys like Cassidy, like Papoose, and so many other guys I can name who are real lyricists, who are real artists. But because they don't say stupid things like Soulja Boy says, and because they don't have a cute little dance, they won't be as popular as that. And that's another reason why we have to blame society to a certain extent. Another thing, the WWE, WWE and TNA, people just keep complaining about the fact that they cater more nowadays to the casual fan. But the problem is, the casual fan that's where they get their money from, guys. So in a way, you can't really blame them. I mean, the fact of the matter is this: you do want to appeal to the smarter crowd, but then again, you gotta make your money. So in a way, I can't even blame them fully. Another thing, people say, well, nowadays divas, they're only there to show their tits and asses, and they don't have real wrestling skills. Let's look at outside of professional wrestling. It's not just in professional wrestling. The same shit goes for a lot of actors and a lot of singers. There are a lot of women out there who can't sing for shit, but because they have a banging body, what I'm saying, that's the only reason that where they're at. So that's why I made this video. You before you go around criticizing wrestling, you got to look at life as a whole, because this is not just going on in wrestling, it's going on in movies, it's going on in music, like I said it again. And back to the whole gimmick thing, look at 50 Cent. That's a guy with, he's talented, but most people don't like him because he's talented. Most people don't buy his album because he's talented. The real reason is because they buy into the whole gangster thing, got shot 9 times thing. So, and that's the thing that people are not realizing. So I want you guys to understand, women aren't just getting exploited in wrestling, they're getting exploited everywhere. And what can you do about it? That's life. Another thing, so many people out there have, oh my God, comprehension problems. They come on here and they say that they don't like something, but yet they support it like crazy. So it's like, for these companies, how the hell do they know that they're doing bad? Seriously. Because it's like this. If I'm a company, okay, I see my numbers are doing good. I'm seeing my buy rates are doing good. Okay, I'm making a lot more money than I did last month. Put yourself in the position of a business owner. How would you know you're doing bad? You understand? So it's like, people are saying, well, yeah, this shit sucks, but then to them, they see it like, hey, we're making more, so how can we be bad? And that's the thing. I feel a lot of fans aren't voicing their opinions the right way. So that's another problem as well. So yeah, guys, that's just a couple of stuff that I really needed to get out there. And another thing I'm going to mention, I really forgot this too, how society plays along with wrestling. Too many people say, well, in mainstream wrestling, they only push the muscular guys, and because that's the only people that Vince cares about. But when you really think about it, most people in society, they don't care to see skinny guys. They want to see big guys all the time. I mean, for example, if you're a football player and you're not larger than life, the first thing, and you tell people you're a football player, the first thing they're like, oh man, this guy's too small to be a football player. So, again, first we got to look at ourselves. Then we can start, blaming companies like the WWE or like TNA and whatnot.